Hi, I'm Dave Sook. Welcome to the U-Curve video series where we'll provide you with practical tips and tricks for you to succeed with change. We've all heard the phrase, culture eats strategy for lunch, and we know that to be true, but let's look at it from a different perspective. Here are 4 things to consider with your culture shift. First, it's cultures, not culture. Large-scale change often involves a culture shift for that change to stick. But more accurately, it's cultures, plural, that must shift. Large organizations are made up of many microcultures that come together to make up one organizational culture. So we need to focus on those microcultures to make change happen. Secondly, map culture shift by stakeholder group. Some groups require a bigger shift than others, and mapping the culture shift by stakeholder group gives us a perspective on the effort and priority for our change management strategies and tactics. Most of us plan for change management tactics and stop there. But what we really need for culture shift to happen is to have a culture shift plan by stakeholder. This will give you an idea of the real effort required. Third, real shift happens at rock bottom. Change happens as a 6-stage process. And here are the 6 stages that people go through. The real and raw culture reveals itself when times are most intense, and that's at rock bottom. This is when real culture shift happens. Know what you're dealing with, and you can leverage this to make the shift required. Fourth, measure the journey. Use a simple dashboard to track people and teams through stages. Knowing when they are at rock bottom will let you know when to implement your most effective culture shift plan. Here's one that we use. Use these ideas and tools, and you'll be successful dealing with the toughest aspect of change management, and that's culture. If you found this useful, like us on Facebook, follow us on LinkedIn, or visit our website for more useful resources just like this.
have people think ahead to what the change journey is going to be like. It better equips them to deal with the change when it actually happens. Here are the 6 stages of change that everyone experiences. As change leaders, we need to give people a practical way to anticipate the change journey. We use a metaphor of 3 lenses to consider when painting a full picture of the change journey. The first lens is feel. What is the emotional side of the change? How do we feel about the organization? Do we feel excited, anxious, energized, apathetic, hopeful, weary? The second lens is what do we see and do? This is what we see happening around us and what people, including ourselves, are actually doing. Are there a lot of closed-door meetings all of a sudden? Have there been a recent rash of turnover? Are there new incentives or rewards being introduced? More water cooler discussions than normal? Regular town hall meetings? And maybe I'm getting some new duties to do. The third lens is what do we hear and say? This is the information that we are getting both formally and informally. Things like email updates. Is there a tone of excitement and energy in our conversations? Or are they anxious and cynical? Is there information flowing my way more than there used to be? Or have things gone dark? Engage stakeholders to create their description of each stage of change. Having them use the 3 lenses will help them create a personalized and more complete description of their change journey. This exercise will help them deal with the change more effectively.
Nice.